The Wirtgen W250i is a cold milling machine often used on roadworks projects. Included in the box is a small leaflet showing some of the features of the model, and although that is welcome, not everything is covered. This version of the model is a limited edition with only 300 being made, and it's in the colours of Freesmij, the Dutch resurfacing specialist. Annoyingly, the model is held to the bottom tray with one of those unfriendly twist ties, but thankfully it's not the most difficult one to remove. The packaging hasn't quite done the job on this occasion because on removing the model there is a handrail that's become detached, and that's in addition to ones that are supplied in a small bag and have to be fitted. The handrail that was loose in the box was detached because of a bit of poor gluing, but it is easy to see where it should be fitted, and a dab of super glue soon sorts it out. There was another problem with the model, which is that a screw head was missing a cover, and as it wasn't in the box it had to be obtained separately. As you can see here, it can be lightly pressed into place, but if you don't want to spend the rest of your life on your hands and knees looking for it when it drops out, it's best to apply a touch of super glue. There is some minor assembly to do, and that includes fitting the seat headrests, and they are removed to facilitate the folding roof. However, it is extremely difficult to fix the headrests with fingers of any normal size, so here they've been fixed with a tool and it is still possible to ease up the roof. The other assembly to perform is the addition of a handrail on either side of the machine, and this is straightforward, although they are quite loose fitting. The detail underneath is very good, with the milling drum having excellent red-tipped picks, and there are hydraulic hoses on the track frames too. The track frames are very small and they have detailed metal track pads, and looking around the body the detailing is good too, with see-through grills at the rear. Over the track support legs there are detailed little consoles, and the operator's area also has excellent consoles and a textured floor. Looking underneath the conveyor there's a mesh grille and you can see the nicely patterned rubber belt. The metal conveyor has a realistic structure and there are hydraulic hoses too. Diving underneath we see that the milling drum turns really smoothly, and there's some good functionality on the tracks with linked steering, but the tracks themselves are very stiff, although you can turn them by hand. But this is not really a model where it's easy to roll it along. The same functionality applies to the front track frames with linked steering also. Also adjustable are the skirts around the milling drum, both the one at the back and the side ones can go up and down too. The height of the machine can be adjusted by using the rams that are fixed to the track frames, but it does take a little bit of work to set all of the track frames at the same height. Moving to the front of the machine, the height of the discharge conveyor is adjustable, and you have to do that by grabbing hold of the ram jacket as you can see here. Using the adjustment it is possible to get a reasonable height on the conveyor, although you'd like a little bit more. And the other operating functionality of the conveyor is that it can swing from side to side. So it could load a truck dead straight in front or one on either side of the machine. So let's pose a road tipper being loaded with the conveyor offset, and it's just about high enough to pose realistically. There is also another neat feature on the conveyor, and it's possible to fold it in half to reduce the overall transport length of the machine. Wirtgen group models are always good for functionality, and this one is no exception because there are opening doors on the engine cover, and it's nice because you can see the rubber belt that drives the milling drum. The doors on the model have been engineered quite well because they're a good fit. Also, the much bigger top cover of the engine can be opened up, and then you can see that the engine is made up of a number of different components. All that's missing is some grease and oil. This is another high quality model of the Wirtgen W250i, and a couple of minor manufacturing issues on the review model were easily rectified. The model looks good in a limited edition colour scheme of Freesmij, and the very high standard of detailing generally sets it apart. Overall, this is an outstanding model.